Okay, so good morning to all. Okay, so we will start the lecture. Okay, so in that last lecture we have covered the following points like significance and importance of the BIS convention, and these are the following importance of the BIS convention. Why we are using the BIS convention to achieve the standardization in the production, then interchangeability in the production, and to reduce the efforts of the drawing. Okay, for this purpose we are generally use the BIS conventions. Okay, now see, in that last lecture we have studied regarding to the how to draw the title blocks on the uh, drawing sheet. Okay, see, this is the title block. Okay, at the one corner of the sheet, drawing sheet, we have to draw the title block, and during writing the title block we have to consider the following points. Okay, that point we should take into the consideration while drawing the title block. Okay, which point we should write down in the title block? The title of the drawing. Okay, what is the title of that drawing, then seat number, then scale, then method of the production, method of the projection, whether it is first angle, whether it is third angle, like this, then name of the firm, name of the college. Okay, and who has draw this drawing. Okay, then who has checked this drawing and who has approved this drawing. Okay, such type of the information should be there in that title block. Okay, then this is the dimension of the title block. Okay, how to draw the title block like this? Okay, we have to use this dimension, and according to that we have to draw the title block at the one corner of your sheet. Okay, then say, then we have seen the sheet sizes. Okay, and their dimensions. Okay, we are knowing that these are the sizes of the sheets. Okay, it means that we are having the A0 sheet, A1 sheet, A2 sheet, A3 size sheet, and A4 size sheet. Okay, among that all the size of sheets, that A0 is the biggest size of sheet, and as compared to that. Okay, okay, so as compared to that A0, that A4 is the smallest. And in the examination, they will ask the question like this. Now, what is the dimensions, or what is the size of A0 size sheet? Okay, what is the dimension of that A0 sheet? Okay, then how to remember this, all the dimension, that trick also I have explained in that last lecture. So once again, I will take small revision on that. Among that, all the size of the sheet, you have to remember at least that A0 size sheet dimension. Okay, you have to remember only this dimension, and according to you that trick, we can easily calculate the dimension of other size of sheets. Okay, you have to remember only one this dimension, and how to calculate the sizes, or how to calculate the dimension of another sheet size. Okay, now see, for the A0, that 841 into 1189, this is the standard dimension. Okay, then with the help of this dimension, simple. Okay, with the help of this dimension, how we can calculate the dimension for the A1 size sheet? Simple. Okay, this figure, okay, this figure we have to write down as it is in this left side direction, sorry, in this left side. Okay, then we have to write down or draw the multiplication sign, and to this figure, okay, that 1189, to this figure we have to divide it by the 2, and whatever answer will be there, that answer we have to write down here. Okay, if this answer it will be in fraction, we have to eliminate that, and remaining answer you have to write down here. Again, okay, how to calculate the dimension? Okay, how to draw the dimension for that A2 size sheet? Similar process we have to follow. Okay, this figure, that 594, this figure we have to write down at the left side as, sorry, in the right side as it is, and this figure we have to divide it by the 2, and whatever answer it will be there, that answer we have to write down on this side, left side. Okay, again similar, this figure, that 420, that figure we have to write down at the this right side, and to this figure we have to divide it by the 2, and whatever answer will be there, that answer we have to write down at the left side. Okay, again similar process. This figure we have to write down as it is in this right side for the A4 size sheet, and for this figure that 402 we have to divide it by the 2, whatever answer it will be there, that answer we have to write down in this left side. Okay, in this manner we can easily calculate the dimension for the all types of the sheet size. Okay, on this point there will be the question in the final examinations. Okay, for like this they will ask the question like this: what is the dimension for the A1 size sheet? Or in another type also they will ask the question like this. They will ask the question for match the pairs. Match the pairs. Okay, at the one side they will do the this types of the sheet, and another side they will do the their dimension and we have to match the proper pairs. Okay, in this way they will ask the questions. Okay, you have to remember. Then, okay, the next point we have seen in that last lecture, that is the conventional representation for the engineering material. Okay, now see, these are the types of the engineering materials, and for that particular engineering material we have to draw the conventional representation. Okay, these are the conventional representation for the metals. Okay, that metal it will be classified as like this. Okay, as like this here. First type of the material is the steel. Suppose we have to represent the steel, cast iron, copper, its alloy, aluminum alloy. Okay, for such type of the material we have to use this conventional. Okay, then to the lead, zinc, we have to use this convention. What is the difference between that both the convention? Okay, for this material we have to just draw the one rectangle or square, and inside that rectangle or square we have to draw this hatching line, and that hatching line should be inclined at the 45 degree, and the line pacing should be 2. Here we have to draw the cross line, but that cross line it will be cross to each other. Okay, again similar manner we have to draw the this hatching line in the crosswise manner. Again inclination of that hatching line it will be 45 degree, and the line pacing it will be 2 mm. And see, this is the glass. Okay, how to represent the glass in the form of that conventional manner? Again we have to draw one square box, rectangle box, or instead of that rectangle or square also we can draw the circle also, and inside that we have to draw one big line, and both the side of that line in upper side and the below side also we have to draw the small line in the decreasing manner. This is the for the glass. Okay, then next engineering material for the packing and insulating material. Okay, and these are the basic conventional representation for the packing, and this is the for the insulating. Okay, for the packing material we have to again similar manner we have to draw the square box. Okay, and inside that square box we have to draw the hatching line at the inclined manner, and then inclination it will be at the 45 degree. And but what is the difference? Okay, the difference is that hatching line should be we have to draw in dotted format. Okay, that hatching line it should be in the dotted format like this. Okay, and this is the conventional representation for the packing material. Okay, and see, this is the conventional representation for the insulating material. What are the insulating material? It may be, it consists of the asbestos, it consists of the paper, cork, okay, rubber, leather, like this. Such type of the material we can represent in the conventional manner like this. Again similar process, we have to draw the square box. Okay, and inside that square we have to draw the hatching line. First of all we have to draw the inclined hatching line at the 45 degree, and then we have to that inclined line we have to draw the cross horizontal line. Okay, cross horizontal line. Okay, this is the conventional representation for the insulating material. In similar manner the liquid, just we have to draw the dotted line in the horizontal manner like this. This is the conventional representation for the wood, and the conventional representation for the concrete. Okay, then how we have to draw the conventional representation for the concrete? Again we have to draw the square box, and inside that square box we have to draw the small triangles, okay, small triangles, and in between that small triangle we have to do the dotted line. This triangle, it will be gravels, and that dotted line, it will indicate the cement and sand. Okay, so this is the basic conventional representation for the engineering material. Okay, so again also we have seen in that last lecture uh, what is the conventional representation for the gear. Okay, we are having the different types of the gears are there. Spur gear is there, bevel gear is there. Okay, then worm wheel is there. Okay, then gear assembly also we have seen. Okay, that ones also we will discuss in the later on. Okay, but what is the agenda for the today's lecture? Okay, now see, in this today's lecture, okay, in this today's lecture we will take next point, that is the conventional representation for the machine component. Okay, so may I able to all? Yes, please, anyone reply me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, see, this is our next point, conventional representation for the machine component. Okay, we are having different types of the machine components are there. Okay, for example, we are having the shafts. Okay, we are having the nut, we are having the bolts. Okay, then suppose we are having the bearing. Okay, this is the nut, bolt, this is the shaft, we are having the spring. Okay, like this we are having the different types of the machine components are there. For that machine component we have to draw the convention, BS convention. Okay, BS convention, simple here. This is the name or title. See, this is our actual subject, and for this actual subject we have to draw the conventional representation. Simple. Then see here, the first point is knurling. Okay, knurling. So anybody can you tell me what is meant by the knurling and why we are providing the knurling on any machine component, please? Yes, what is meant by the knurling? What is meant by the knurling? What is the meaning of that knurling word?
For grip.
Yes. Okay, that knurling is nothing but it is the structure. Okay, it is the simple structure we are providing on the surface of the machine component. Okay, suppose any machine component is there. Suppose we are having the such type of the machine component is there, and on the surface of that machine component we are providing the structure like this one. Okay, see here, see, this is the our one rod is there, and on the surface of that rod, okay, on the surface of that rod we are providing the this type of the structure. It is called as the knurling. See, this is called as the knurling, and the purpose of knurling is to give the good grip. Okay, give the good grip. Okay, here we have to require the good grip, or there may be chances of the slippage. To avoid that slippage we are providing the grip on the machine component. Okay, see, simple. Knurling is nothing but it is the structure we are providing, such type of the structure we are providing on the surface of the machine component to avoid the slip and to achieve the good grip. For this purpose we are providing the knurling. Okay, see, this is called as the knurling. Okay, see, this is called as the knurling. But okay, but that knurling it having two types. See, that knurling it having the two types. The first type is the straight knurling. Okay, first type is the straight knurling, and another is the diamond knurling. Okay, now see what is mean by the straight knurling. See, this is the example. See, this is the example for the straight knurling. Okay, see, this is the example for the straight knurling, and this is the example for the diamond knurling. Okay, when we are providing the straight structure like this. Okay, when we are providing the straight structure on the surface of the machine component, then it is called as the straight knurling. And when we are providing the crosswise structure, see, this is the crosswise structure. Okay, this is the crosswise structure like this. Okay, see, this is the crosswise structure we are providing on the surface of the machine component. It is called as the diamond knurling. Okay, now see, it is looking like a diamond. See, it is looking like a diamond. Okay, so it is called as the diamond knurling, and here we are providing the straight surface. Here we are providing the straight surface, so that it is called as the straight knurling. Okay, but how to represent, see here, how to represent this diamond knurling and this straight knurling in the form of the Bayes convention? How to represent its conventional manner? See here. Okay, See here, simple.
हेलो सर.
Yes,
सर स्लाइड चेंज केली नाही तुम्ही.
yes.
फर्स्ट साइड दिसते फक्त.
Okay, now it is visible.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. Say we are going to start the conventional representation of the machine component, and in that we are going to first up we are going to see here the straight knurling and diamond knurling. Okay, now it is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Now see that knurling is nothing but it is the structure. Okay, that knurling is nothing but it is the structure, and that structure we are providing on the surface of the machine component for the proper grip purpose. Okay, now see, simple. See, this is called as the knurling. See, this is such type of the structure we are providing on the surface of the machine component. Okay, and when the structure it will be the crosswise. See here, when this structure it will be the crosswise, that time it is called as the diamond knurling. And when this structure it will be straight like this, straight structure will be there on the surface of the machine component, that time it is called as the straight knurling. Okay, okay. And why we are providing the knurling? To good grip purpose, to achieve the good grip purpose. Okay, now we have to show this knurling in the form of the Bayes convention. How to represent this knurling in the form of the Bayes convention? Okay, see, this is the example for the diamond knurling, and this is the example for the straight knurling. आपल्याला आता काय करायचं आहे, कन्व्हेन्शनल रिप्रेझेंटेशन मध्ये दाखवायचं आहे. Now see, okay, now this board is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
See here, the conventional representation. See, the conventional representation for the conventional representation for the knurling. Okay, we are having the two knurling. First is the straight knurling, and second it will be the diamond knurling. Okay, then see here, see, this is the one component. Okay, this is the one component. Simple. And on that component we have to, okay, see here, straight knurling. What is the convention for the straight knurling? Just we have to draw the straight lines. Okay, and when it is the diamond knurling, that time we will draw the crosswise like this. Okay, see here, this is the conventional representation. This is the conventional representation for the diamond knurling, and this is the conventional representation for the straight knurling. Okay, just we have to show like this. Okay, when this drawing it will be there, okay, we will easily understood there we have to provide the straight knurling, and such type of the convention it will be there, that time we can easily understood there will be the diamond knurling. Okay, like this. Like this we have to draw. Okay, see, this is the straight knurling and diamond knurling, and this is the conventional representation. Okay, it is visible. Yes,
Yes, sir.
okay, see, this is the conventional representation for the straight knurling. Just you have to draw one component like this. and okay, here we have to draw the convention like this. Just we have to draw the straight line, and here we have to draw the crosswise. Okay, this is for the straightener link, this is for the diagonal link. Okay, this will be the convention. Okay, in that drawing we have to draw such type of the convention. We will be easily understood. We have to provide the straightener link. When we are drawing such type of the convention, from this convention we will be easily understood. There we have to give the diagonal link. Okay, now see here the next title is square on the shafts. Okay, square on the shaft. See, this is the one shaft. Okay, see, this is the one shaft, and on that shaft we are providing the one square. Okay, why we are providing the square? Okay, why we are providing the square on the shafts? The purpose behind that is to avoid the slip. Okay, to avoid the slip, we are providing this square on the shafts. Okay, if such type of the structure will be there, or if such type of the component it will be there, then how to represent this type of the component with the help of the conventional representation. Okay, now see, this is the symbol for the shafts we are knowing that, and when there is the square, okay, when there is the square, that time we have to draw the convention like this. Just we have to draw the convention like this. Okay, this convention is represent, there is shaft, and on that shaft we are providing the square like this. See, this is the shaft, and on that shaft we are providing the square, and this representation we have to represent in the conventional manner like this. See, this is the shafts. On that shaft we are providing the square box like this, and this is the convention. Okay, such type of the convention you have to write down for the square on shaft. Okay, for this picture. Okay, this is the actual shaft, and on that actual shaft we are providing the square, and in the form of the base convention we will draw this figure. Okay, understood? Square on shaft, then diagonal link and straightener link. Then next it will be the here, and generally you have to remember the application. We are providing the square on the shaft for to avoid the slippage. Now here, the next it will be the holes on circular pitch. Okay, holes on the circular pitch. What is the application of that? Yes, holes on the circular pitch. Yes, anybody? Yes. Whether you have seen such type of the application anywhere? Yes, anybody please?
Is it bearing used for bearing shaft?
Okay, that is okay. Then anyhow. Okay, it means that suppose बघा,
सर दोन पाईप जोडण्यासाठी मध्ये असते
right. Flange. Yes, this answer I was expecting. Yes, just 1 minute. Okay. Suppose we are having one flange. Just okay, suppose we are having one flange like this, and okay, आपण ऐसे flange बघितलेला असेल to connect the two pipes. Okay, and on that flange, okay, such type of the holes are provided for to fit the nut and bolts like this. Okay, such type of the holes are provided to fit the nut and bolts. Okay, may I write? पाहिले का सर्वांनी? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if such type of the component it will be there. Okay, when we are having the such type of the component, that time how to represent that component? आपल्याला असा एक component आहे ड्रॉइंग मध्ये आलेला आहे. ओके, आणि तो आपल्याला कन्व्हेन्शनल रिप्रेझेंटेशन मध्ये प्रेझेंट करायचा आहे. Okay, that every time it is not necessary to draw this circle, and again on the speech of that circle we have to draw all the circle. It is not necessary. The conventional representation मध्ये काय करायचं आपल्याला बघा, conventional representation मध्ये just we have to draw, okay, just we have to draw one circle like this. Okay. Again, we have to draw one dotted circle. Okay, like this. And okay, instead of that, all the circle. Okay, instead of that, all the circle, we have to draw only one circle. Okay, instead of that, all the circle, we have to draw only one circle. And for the remaining circle, okay, for the remaining circle, we have to draw their center lines here. Okay, just we have to draw the center lines, their center lines like this. Okay, this is the conventional representation for the this. Okay, just we have to draw one circle, and for the remaining circle, we have to draw their center lines, and we can easily understood. Okay, the meaning of that is, what is the meaning of this convention? Yes. Yes, what is the meaning of this convention? There is a hole on a circular speech. असा कुठला तर सर्क्युलर कंपोनंट आहे, त्या सर्क्युलर कंपोनंट वरती असे छोटे छोटे होल्स आहेत सर्क्युलर मॅनर मध्ये. ओके, तर प्रत्येक वेळी आपल्याला हाच कंपोनंट ड्रॉ करायची गरज आहे का आता? नाही. इन्स्टेड ऑफ दॅट कंपोनंट वी कॅन convert that component into the Bayes convention. Just we have to draw one circle, and for the remaining circle we have to draw here. For the remaining circle we have to draw their center lines. This center line it represents here. There will be the circle. Okay, here there will be the circles like this. Okay, so this is the conventional representation for this holes on the circular pitch. So understood? Yes. Yes. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Then see, next machine component is bearing. Then please tell me, what is the application of the bearing? Why we are using the bearing? Yes, first of all, try to understand their application, construction, and then we will try to draw their conventional representation. Okay, I think everyone you have seen that bearing. Okay, this is the animation for the bearing. Now see, this is the bearing. Why we are using the bearing? Yes, why we are using the bearing? Please, what is the application of the bearing?
Used in rotary operations.
Okay, but what is the purpose? Why we are using the bearing?
Less frictional.
Okay, then
Smooth rotation.
okay, smooth rotation. Then what is the primary purpose of the bearing? Okay, what is the primary purpose of the bearing? And here we are using the bearing. Generally we are knowing that we are using the bearing on the shafts. Okay, then what is the primary purpose of providing the bearing on the shafts? Yes, reduce the friction, for the smooth running. These are also their application, but primary application is, you have to remember, the primary. Okay, good. It is good. It is correct answer. Generally, we are providing the bearing on the shaft for providing the support to that rotating shaft. Now, see, this is the shafts. Okay, whether you are looking this in that animation, see, this is the rotary component. It is called as the shafts, and on the shafts we are providing the bearing. Okay, now it is very difficult to provide the support to the rotary component. See, this is the shafts. Okay, this is the shaft, and that shaft is rotating. And here rotating shaft ला आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे? Support provide करायचा आहे. To provide the support to that rotating component, that is the shaft. To provide the support to that rotating shaft, we are providing the bearing. Okay, see, this is the rotary component. It is called as the shafts. So this is the shaft, and on the shaft we are providing the bearing or providing the support to that shafts. Okay, this is the primary application of the bearing. You have to remember, bearing we are using for providing the support to the shaft, rotating shafts. Okay, and then secondary purpose is to reduce the friction and for smooth like this. Okay, now say how to represent this bearing with the help of the Bayes convention. Now see, this is the shafts. Okay, see, this is the shafts. See, this is the shafts, and where just we have to draw one square at both the side. Okay, one square on the both the side, and then we have to draw the cross. Then we have to draw the cross. This is the conventional representation for the bearing. Okay, so this is the conventional representation for the bearing. You have to remember, just we have to draw the shafts on the both the side of the shaft. We have to draw one square like this. Okay, so this is the shafts, and both the side of the shaft we have to draw the square box, and inside that square box we have to draw the cross lines. Okay, so I will draw here. Okay, how to draw the conventional representation for the bearing? Simple. We have to draw the one shafts like this. Okay, and on the both the side of the shafts, we have to draw the one square box like this, and inside the square box, we have to draw the cross. For simple, see, this is the shafts, and on the both the side of the shafts, we have to draw the square box, and inside that, we have to draw this cross. See, this is indicate the conventional representation for the bearing. Okay, see, this is the conventional representation for the bearing. Simple. Okay. So understood? Yes. Okay, this symbol you have to remember. This symbol you have to remember. Okay. So understood? Any doubt, any problem? Please tell me. Yes. Okay. So the next point, it will be the thread. Okay, what is meant by the thread? Yes, what is meant by the thread? What is meant by the thread? Thread is nothing but it is the helical groove we are providing on the surface of the machine component. Okay, generally we are providing the thread on the nut and bolt for the their tight fitting purpose. Okay, now see here we are showing both the picture, whether it is nut or bolt. Okay, whether it is nut or bolt.
Bolt.
ह्यातला कुठला नट आणि कुठला बोल्ट आहे मला सांगा.
Upper one is bolt and lower one is nut.
This is the
Bolt.
called as the bolt. It is correct. It is bolt, no?
Yes.
It is bolt and it is
Nut.
nut. Okay, it is the nut. Now see here. On the surface of the bolt, we are providing the helical groove. This is called as a thread. And again, inside this nut, we are also providing the helical groove. It is called as the threads. Okay, now please tell me. Here we are providing the external thread on the bolt or nut.
On the bolt.
Okay, on the bolt we are providing the external thread. Now see, this picture is called as the bolt. On the external surface of the bolt, we are providing the thread. हा बोल्टचा तुमचा एक्सटर्नल पार्ट आहे, ह्याच्यावर आपण थ्रेड मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग केलेले आहे. सी, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द नट. दिस पिक्चर इज कॉल्ड एज द nut, and inside this we are providing the thread, so that it is called as the internal thread. See, this is called as the internal thread, this is called as the external thread. Okay, this is called as the external and internal. You have to remember, you have to remember the two sentences only. On the bolt, okay, on the bolt we are providing the external or internal thread. Yes,
External.
okay, on the bolt we are providing the external thread, and on the nut we are providing the internal thread. Good, good. Okay, now how we have to draw the conventional representation for that external thread and internal thread? Okay, you have to remember. Okay, you have to remember, if we are having the structure like this. Okay, suppose we are having the structure like this. Okay, like this. Just 1 minute. Okay, suppose we are having the structure like this. Suppose we are having the structure like this. That time you have to remember there will be the thread. जर आपल्याला असं काही स्ट्रक्चर आलं तर समजून जायचं की दोन लाईन असे असतील तर there will be the thread. There will be the thread. Okay. Then what is the conventional representation for that external and internal thread? Simple. तर बघा external and internal thread चे conventional representation कसं असणार आहे? See, this is the conventional representation. So this is the conventional base convention for the external thread. Okay. See, say how to remember this convention, how to remember simple. Okay, there is one trick, simple. See, if there is the external word is there. Okay, now see, for the thread we are having two circles are there in this symbol, two circles you are looking. See, this is the circle one, and again here inside there is one circle. Okay, both two circles are there. Then how to remember this convention for the external? Simple trick is there. Whenever there is the external word is there, okay, whenever there is the external word is there, that time you have to remember, that time you have to remember that external circle, that external circle, it will be the complete circle. जर आपल्याकडे एक्सटर्नल थ्रेड हा शब्द आला, एक्सटर्नल थ्रेड हा शब्द आला, तर काय लक्षात ठेवायचं, एक्सटर्नल सर्कल कंप्लीट असेल आणि इनर सर्कल अनकम्प्लीट असेल. इनर सर्कल काय असेल, अनकम्प्लीट असेल, लाईक दिस. ओके, आणि इंटरनल थ्रेडला कसं लक्षात ठेवायचं, इफ देर इज अ इंटरनल वर्ड दॅट टाइम यू हॅव टू रिमेंबर व्हाईस वर्सा. कसं असेल? येस,
Internal complete and external half.
okay, just you have to remember, external is there, external circle is completed. If internal is there, internal circle is completed. आता इथले इंटरनल सर्कल जर कंप्लीट असेल तर कुठलं अनकम्प्लीट असणार आहे, एक्सटर्नल, लाईक दिस. ओके, आणि इथं कुठला शब्द आहे आपल्याकडे, एक्सटर्नल असेल तर एक्सटर्नल सर्कल कंप्लीट करा, आणि इनर सर्कल काय असेल, इनकम्प्लीट असेल. दिस इज द symbol for external and internal thread. So I will try to draw here. Suppose we are having the two types of threads up here. First is the external thread. Okay. Then second it will be the internal. How to remember the conventional representation for the external thread? Okay, if there is the external thread, sorry, if there is the external word is there, you have to remember the external or outside, we can say external or outside circle, it will be the complete असेल का अनकम्प्लीट असेल? Yes, if external thread is there, external circle is completed. Okay, and internal circle is the incomplete. Okay, बरोबर आहे का? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And if there is the internal circle is there, that time what is the condition?
Internal circle complete and external circle incomplete.
Okay, internal circle, it will be the complete, and external, it will be the
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
incomplete. Okay, you have to remember that trick only, and according to that we have to draw the circle. According to that we have to draw the conventional representation. तर सांगा conventional representation कसं असेल या थ्रेडला, एक्सटर्नल थ्रेडला? External circle, it will be the complete, like this, and internal circle, it will be the incomplete. Okay, and for the internal internal circle, it will be the complete, and external circle, it will be the incomplete. It is correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that point you have to remember. That point you have to remember. Yes. Okay, see, this is the conventional representation for the external, and this is the conventional representation for the internal. Okay, now thread assembly. Okay, when we are matching this, or when we are inserting that nut and bolt to each other, that time it will become the assembly. And for the assembly, you have to remember this conventional representation. Okay, this is the conventional representation. See, this is the nut. So this is the nut, and inside that nut we are providing this bolt, and this is the symbol for the thread. अशा दोन लाईन नंतर आपण काय समजून जायचं? Okay, so this is the conventional representation for the screw thread assembly. Means where inserting the nut and bolt, or we can say we are inserting the screw inside that hole like this. Okay. Then now see next point. Now it is visible to all. Next slide is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Now see the next machine component is planned shafts. Planned shaft. Okay, the next component of the next machine component is splined shafts. So please tell me, what is the application of the splined shaft? Whether you have seen the splined shafts, please tell me the practical application where you have seen that splined shaft. Yes, anybody? Yes.
Automobiles, sir.
But where in that automobile? Here,
Huh?
here in automobile, where we are using the splined shafts? Yes. Now see, this is the animation for the spline shafts. See, this is the animation. This is the animation for the spline shafts. See, this portion is called as the spline shafts. Okay, this portion is called as the spline shaft. Now, what is the specialty of the spline shaft? We are providing splines like this. See, we are providing the splines like this on the surface of the shafts. जर आपल्याकडे असे shaft असेल, like this. Just 1 minute, I will draw here. Suppose we are having the shafts like this, and on that shafts, we are providing the splines like this. Front way इथे मी draw करते. Suppose we are providing the splines like this. Those splines असणार आहेत. Okay, so this is called as the spline shafts. Okay, this is called as the spline shafts. Means we are providing the splines on the surface of the shafts. Okay, now see the animation so that you will understand better. See, this is the animation. See, this is called as the spline shaft. See, this is called as the splined shafts, and we are providing the spline. Okay, splines on the surface of the shafts. Splines ला आपण मराठीत काय म्हणू शकतो? खाचा. ओके, खाचा. शाफ्टच्या सरफेसवर अशा प्रकारे आपण स्ट्रेट खाचा आपण ह्यावर प्रोव्हाइड केलेला आहे. Now see, it is called as the propeller shaft. Okay, generally we are using the spline shaft in the propeller shaft in automobile. Automobile मध्ये जो काय आपण propeller shaft वापरतो to transmit the power from gearbox to the differential gearbox. Okay, in between that gearbox and differential gearbox, we are using the propeller shaft for transmitting the power. Okay, in that propeller shaft we are using this spline shaft. It is called as the spline shaft. Okay, this portion from this to this. Okay, it is called as the spline shafts. Okay, splines is nothing but we are providing the splines on the surface of the shaft. म्हणजे एक shaftच्या surface वर आपण काय केले असतं? खाचा पाडलेले असतात. Okay, now say what is the purpose of that spline shaft, or what is the function of that spline shaft? Function काय असेल spline shaftचं? Yes, again here we are using the spline shafts. Whether you have seen the tractor, okay, and the behind of that tractor, on the behind of that tractor we are using the spline shaft for joining the rotor. You are knowing that rotor. Okay, there also we are using the spline shaft. Then tell me, what is the purpose of spline shafts? Why we are providing these splines on the shafts? Yes, you have to remember this spline shaft, it will allow the change in length. Okay, this spline shaft, it will allow the change in length. Then how it will allow the change in length? You can see, just you can see the हा जो काय प्लान शाफ्ट आहे तो काय होतो बघा, याच्यामध्ये ट्रो आणि फ्रो होतो. ट्रो आणि फ्रो मागे पुढे जातो. ओके, जनरली बघा, जनरली in that propeller shafts, see this is the propeller shaft, and inside of propeller shaft we are using this spline shaft. आता हे propeller shaft मध्ये आपण काय वापरलेलं आहे? spline shaft वापरलेला आहे. आणि काय त्याचं मेन हेतू काय म्हणलेलं आपण इथं? the spline shaft, it will allow the change in length. It will allow the change in length. Okay, it will allow the change in length. आता बघा, propeller shaft हे तुमचा असा इन्क्लाइन पोझिशन मध्ये असणार आहे, रोटेट होणार आहे. ज्यावेळेस काय तुमच्या व्हेकलला काहीतरी एखादा ऑब्स्टॅकल येणार आहे, बंप येणार आहे, ओके, चढ उतार येणार आहे, त्यावेळेस काय होत असतं, आपलं व्हेकल अप आणि डाऊन होत असतं. ओके, त्यावेळेस काय होतं, जर हा प्रोपेलर शाफ्टनं तुमच्या जर चेंज इन लेंथ नाही केली, अलाउ जर नाही केली, तर काय होईल, देयर मे बी चान्सेस ऑफ ब्रेक डाऊन दॅट प्रोपेलर शाफ्ट ब्रेक होईल. ओके, जर व्हेकल आपलं अप गेलं डाऊन आलं, ड्युरिंग दॅट प्लॅन शाफ्ट इट विल अलाउ द चेंज इन लेंथ. काय होईल, प्लॅन शाफ्ट काय करेल, चेंज इन लेंथ करेल, आत तर जाईल तो बाहेर जाईल. Okay, for this purpose we are providing the plans on these shafts. Okay, simple. And how to represent these plan shafts? Okay, see how to represent that plan shaft in the conventional manner. See, this is the plan shafts. Okay, this is the plan shaft, and every time it is not necessary to draw such type of the figure to represent the plan shafts. Instead of that, we are take its base convention. Simple. Okay, on the circular manner. Now see, on this their periphery, we are having the different types of the teeth. It is the plans. बघा, ज्या पूर्ण सर्क्युलर पार्टला असे प्लॅन्स आहेत. हे प्लॅन्स आपल्याला प्रत्येक प्लॅन दाखवायची गरज आहे का? आपण बघितले लास्ट फिगर मध्ये सर्क्युलर स्पीच. ओके, काय करावं लागेल त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला? ओके, जस्ट वी हॅव टू ड्रॉ वन सर्कल लाईक दिस and one half circle, and here we have to draw at least 2-3 plans. Okay, 1, 2 and 3, at least 2-3 plans we have to draw. Automatically everyone, it will be they will understood it is the conventional representation for the plan shaft. See, this is the actual picture, this is the conventional representation, and this is the animation of that. Okay, what is the application of the plan shaft? Okay, plan shaft generally we are using in the propeller shaft, or to join the rotor also we are using in the behind of the tractor, and the purpose of the plan shaft is to allow the change in length. Okay, to allow the change in length. बघा, हे जे काय प्लॅन शाफ्ट आहे ते चेंज इन लेंथला अलाउ करू शकतो. ओके, फॉरवर्ड जाऊ शकतो, बॅकवर्ड जाऊ शकतो. See, this is the conventional representation. Simple, we have to draw the one circle here. We have circles like this, and we have to draw at least 2 plans or 3 plans like this. Okay, understood? Yes. Yes, anybody, please?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now see, the next component is interrupted fluids. Okay, see, this is the picture for the shafts. Okay, see, this is the solid shafts. Okay, this is the solid shaft. Generally you are observing this figure in the mom subject. Okay, this is representation for the solid shaft. The solid shaft आपल्याला दाखवायचं असेल तर आपण या पद्धतीने दाखवू शकतो. This is the solid, and this is the hollow shafts. Okay, this is the hollow shafts. But how to represent in the conventional manner? Like this. If it is solid, you have to draw this lines like this. Hatching line is required. And if it is hollow, don't show the hatching line here. Okay. Okay. See, this is, we are knowing that this is the convention, or this is the picture for the shafts. Shaft साठी आपण असे शेप वापरू शकतो. आणि जर शाफ्ट तुमचा सॉलिड असेल तर इथे हॅचिंग लाईन दाखवा, आणि जर शाफ्ट सॉलिड नसेल तर इथं हॅचिंग लाईन दाखवू नका. ओके, सिंपल. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द इंटरप्रेट. ओके, okay, now see the next, now see the next part, or next machine component is, spring. Okay, the next machine component is the spring. Okay, there are different types of the springs are there. Okay, there are different types of springs are there. Okay, generally, what is the name of this spring? Yes, anybody? What is the name of this spring?
Lip
Yes.
spring.
It is called as the lip spring. And here we are using the lip spring.
In vehicle sustain force.
Okay, in the vehicle. But what is the purpose of this spring? What is the purpose of that lip spring? Why we are using the lip spring? Okay, what is the purpose of that lip spring? Yes. What is the purpose of that lip spring? What is the application of that lip spring?
सर हे स्प्रिंग सारखं काम करतं सर, शकअप सर सारखं.
Okay, means generally we are using the lip spring in the vehicle for the suspension system. It means it will absorb the shocks. It will absorb the shocks. Okay, for this purpose we are using this lift ring in the vehicle. Generally, whether you have seen the tractor trolley, okay, tractor trolley ला ऐसे आपण लिफ्ट रिंग वापरतो. इन मराठी त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण मराठीमध्ये? पाटा. Okay, it is the pata. Simple. Now see, what is the construction of that lift ring? See, you are looking. See, this is called as the master lip. Okay, it is called as the master lip. Okay, जे काय तुम्हाला लॉंग लिप दिसते. Okay, लांब जे पाटा दिसतोय लांब, एकदम लेंथनी लांब आहे, मोठा आहे. It is called as the master lip, and this portion of this lip parts is called as the lips. This is called as the lips. जे काय रिमेनिंग लिप्स आहेत त्याला आपण काय म्हणू शकतो? जे काय रिमेनिंग पार्ट आहे त्याला आपण लिप्स म्हणू शकतो. आणि दोज आर द व्हेरी लॉंग लिप. इट इज कॉल्ड एज द मास्टर लिप. दिस पोर्शन इज कॉल्ड एज द सेंटर बँड. दिस पोर्शन इज कॉल्ड एज द center band, and with the help of this center band, okay, with the help of this center band we can bond all the lips. Okay, this is called as the center band. See? This is called as the center band, and with the help of this center band we are bound all the lips together, and this is called as the clips. Okay, this is called as the clips. Okay, this is called as the clips, and this is called as the eyes. Okay, this is called as the eyes. Okay, you have to remember lift ring is generally we are using in the vehicle for the suspension system, and that lift ring it will be absorb the shocks. Okay, simple. In that lift ring it consists of the number of lips are there, and that all lips were bounding together with the help of the center bond. Okay, and both the side were providing the clips for the bonding purpose also. Okay, and those lips is longer, it is called as the master lip. Okay, see here, this is the simple construction and working of that lift ring. Now see here how to represent that lift ring in the conventional manner. Again, that lift ring having the different types. Okay, again that lift ring having the difference. Again that lift ring having the difference types are there. Semi-elliptical lift ring. Okay, semi-elliptical lift ring. Okay, semi-elliptical, it is looking like a ellipse like this, semi-ellipse. Okay, so this is the actual picture, and how to draw this semi-elliptical lift ring in the conventional manner. Okay, see, this is the conventional representation for the semi-elliptical lift ring, and here for this lift ring eyes is not there. See, this is called as the eye. This portion is not here. This portion is not here. This portion is not here. Okay, this is the picture like this. And this is the conventional representation. Simple. It is looking like a moon. चंद्राच्या आकाराचं म्हणतो का आपण तसं आहे. Simple. Okay. Okay. So, any doubt, any problem? Yes. Yes, anybody please reply me. Whether you understood or not.
Yes, sir.
So for today that much is sufficient. Okay.